It's round 2. I've been to 75 coffee shops in the Bay Area, and now it's down to the terrific 21. Today I'm back in San Jose in the South Bay, finding both my favorite roaster and my favorite non-roaster in the area. Let's taste. First up are the South Bay Roasters. Coffee Bar in Menlo Park has been one of my favorite shops for a long time. Fun fact, their decaf is also excellent and tastes as good as some of the best regular coffees I've had.
It smells super rich, sweet, tangy. Hint of like buttery nuts in there too. Man, it smells so good. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh, that's so good. It's very complex, but there's a lot of clarity as well. It's noticeably sweet. Notes of like berries like raspberry, blueberry, strawberry even. But it has a lot of depth too. There's a buttery quality, a little bit of nutty. It's definitely not like that dark roast nutty flavor, but it's like a roasted peanut butter, maybe like a peanut butter cookie. That's what it is. It's like a peanut butter cookie. And the texture is amazing. It's silky, smooth, but has weight to it. Like it feels like it's coating my tongue. Wow. That is so good.
Next, I'm back at Zombie Runner in Palo Alto. It's no longer a running shoe store and claims to have one of the best lattes in the South Bay. I agree, and I'm there pretty frequently.
It smells rich, nutty, a hint of sweetness. Oh, that is good. It tastes very, very fresh. There's a lot of clarity. There's a hint of sweetness, but it's not too sweet. Some hints of berry notes, kind of like a raspberry, but it's subtle. There's a hint of like floral notes as well. It may be a jasmine or lavender type of flavor. There's definitely some lemongrass, a little bit more of an earthy flavor. There's a present acidity, but it's definitely not too acidic. It doesn't bite very hard at the top, but it's a little bit bright. It's super clear, and it cleans up really well. Like there's very little aftertaste. That's really good. So fresh. I can't get over the freshness.
Nirvana Soul in San Jose has one of my favorite interiors of all 75 shops that I went to. It was also super busy today, which is awesome considering they opened during the pandemic and are still new to the scene.
It smells so good. It smells like a little bit nutty, a little sweet, almost a little bit floral. Like I'm salivating just by smelling it. That's really nice. The texture is really delightful right off the bat. It's got that sort of silky, smooth quality to it. That's something I really enjoy. It has a noticeable acidity, but it's a sort of softer acidity. It's not a very aggressive bite. It just feels kind of lively. The flavor is super balanced. Like there's some berry notes, some nutty notes, a little bit of like an earthy lemongrass flavor. It's very complex, and yet there is a decent amount of clarity. The flavor is actually similar to Coffee Bar, but the flavors are a little bit subdued. Like it's not quite as loud. It's very subtle, but it's very, very pleasant. It goes down so smooth. Really easy to drink. Yeah, balanced is the overwhelming impression. Very, very tasty.
Last in this set is Chromatic in San Jose. They've been one of the top roasters in San Jose for multiple years now, and they also have a beautiful industrial aesthetic.
Yeah, it smells kind of tangy, rich. It smells really nice. Ooh. Wow, that is so good. It tastes really fresh, and there's a sweetness to it right up front. There's definitely an acidity. It's like a tangy, kind of soft, mellow acidity, but it's very lively and pleasant. There's a lot of clarity, and it cleans up really well. Like there's very little aftertaste, and you can taste through all of the flavors, if that makes sense. It's very balanced. There's some berry notes, some earthy notes. There's a lot going on, and none of the flavors are really louder than others. Very well constructed, well mixed. It's very good. Alright, let's talk winners. All of these were incredible shots, and what's super fascinating is that they all had pretty similar qualities. Like clearly I have a particular taste that is my favorite one because I've picked very similar tasting espressos. I didn't even know how similar these were going to be before I tasted them, but especially in their scent, they were so similar. I was really, really amazed and surprised by that. The tastes were a little bit different. There were varying levels of clarity and varying levels of what I would call intensity, and the textures were a little bit different. And so because the flavors were pretty similar, they were all very rich, had a lot of flavors going on, very balanced, like fruity, sweet, earthy, nutty. All of them had kind of all of those elements. So it's really coming down more to texture and intensity of the flavor rather than the flavor quality itself. And on that basis, Coffee Bar was my favorite. It had the thickest texture. It really coated my tongue. It was velvety smooth, really, really delightful and rich on my tongue. And it had the most intensity of flavor. It maybe had less clarity than some of the others, actually than all of the others, but I noticed that I'm leaning more toward the intensity of the experience rather than clarity. Although clarity definitely has value and is a good quality in an espresso, I noticed that my preference tends to be for the more intense, rich experiences, and for that reason, Coffee Bar is my favorite roaster in the South Bay.
To find my favorite non-roaster in the South Bay, I first went back to Circle A Skateboards and Coffee in San Jose. They have one of my favorite buildings of any shop on my list, and they serve Wrecking Ball coffee from San Francisco.
It smells very rich. It smells kind of buttery and like balanced. It smells like warm and toasty. Ooh, wow. That is really nice. Dang, there is a lot of flavor right up front with this one. It's a little bit sweet. It has a present sort of that coffee bitterness that's actually quite pleasant here. It has a little bit of fruity notes, like a berry, maybe a raspberry or blueberry, maybe even a strawberry. Like there's a very sweet berry note in there. It has a little bit of earthiness too. Gosh, that is so balanced. It's like a really nice fruit salad where you can't really pick out the individual tastes of the berries and fruits and stuff, but it's just coming together to create this really pleasant combination. A little bit of honeydew, like a melon, a little bit of a softer sweetness as well. The texture is fairly like middle of the road. It's not super thick, it's not super velvety, but it's definitely not thin or weak. Like there's definitely texture to it. There is a hint of like a buttery taste right as you first sip it as well. That kind of matches the scent. There's really a lot going on in this experience. It's very complex in a way that I find really delightful.
Red Berry Coffee Bar in Los Altos is another shop I visit often. They serve coffee from multiple roasters and their selection changes frequently.
It smells tart, fruity, more of the lemongrass, raspberry, kind of a tart berry, red berry. There's a lot of clarity. That sweetness, the berry-like tartness is just very clear and obvious. Man, that's really nice. It goes down so smooth. Like immediately when I'm done sipping it, it's like I want more. It doesn't evolve over time very much. Like it's kind of a very pleasant sensation right at the beginning, and then it dies down pretty quickly, but it's very, very pleasant. Definitely has some of that lemongrass, a little bit of an earthy flavor to it, but the acidity is really present, but very nice. It's definitely not too acidic, but it just tastes like kind of fresh and lively, like zesty. It tastes super fresh. I can't get over the clarity, and it's really clean. There's very little aftertaste. This is quite nice.
Last up is 1 Ounce Coffee in Mountain View, which is another one of my personal mainstays.
Wow, that smells good. It definitely has a buttery scent to it, and similar to the others, it has a very balanced, rich sort of scent. There's some fruity berry notes in with that butteriness. That's good. It has a very present acidity up front. It's not too biting, but it's definitely that lemongrass, a little bit more tart sort of experience. There is a sweetness at the very top of it. You kind of have to search to find it, but it's definitely there. It's almost like a honeydew sort of melon sweetness. Maybe watermelon? Really interesting. The watermelon comparison feels more and more apt the more I think about it. There's a hint of like a smoky quality to it, like that tobacco sort of smoky roastiness. It's definitely not like a very roasty coffee, but there's just like a hint of something like deeper and a little more intense here. Okay, let's talk winners. All 3 of these shots were really, really good. No surprise, of course, because I picked them as my favorites last time. And again, they were super similar to each other, which is super fascinating to me. I didn't expect to have such a particular flavor profile that I was leaning toward. I didn't notice that as I was going through the first round of coffees. I wasn't necessarily trying to pick coffees that had the same flavor profile, but all of my favorites seem to have converged around this one sort of thing, which is ultra fascinating to me. And it also makes it very difficult to pick winners in round 2 because they're all super similar and really, really splitting hairs between them. I think for me, Circle A wins it because it had the best texture. The other 2, Red Berry and 1 Ounce, had a good texture, but it was a little bit more thin. Circle A was like the most rich and thick, syrupy kind of texture. It wasn't super rich and thick. There's definitely been more thick espressos that I've tried, but of this group, it had the most kind of richness to it. And the flavors were also very present. Like, it had a ton going on in it. And it's not like the other ones didn't have a lot going on, but Circle A somehow had, like, it seemed like there was even more. Or maybe I liked what was going on in Circle A little bit better. It just had, like, the best balance of sweetness, earthiness, kind of a buttery quality to it. Things that the other places did have, but it just did it seemed like a little bit more. And I noticed that I'm leaning toward that sort of more rich, more intense experience whenever I can find it. For that reason, Circle A wins it for me.
The winners of round 2 in the South Bay are Coffee Bar and Circle A. Next, I'll continue on to round 2 in the East Bay. Until then, stay tuned for more, and thank you for exploring with me.